and
Mhm.
we are here. We are here in Brazil, and it's totally different culture, totally different backgrounds, and a lot of things going
Yeah.
on. And my first question is like going directly. I've been in classroom over 20 years, even though I'm 25. Kidding. But what is your name?
I'm Miss Liu. You can call me Liu, and Yana is my first name.
Oh, Ghana is your first name, Miss Leo. Okay, Miss Leo. My name is
Yes.
Emmanuel, and we have here an English course in Brazil, and it's called
Mhm.
Ceres. And we have a couple
Okay.
of teachers here, and we have over 500 students into our programs.
Oh,
So
so
I'd
many.
like to know, I'd like, yeah, and I'd like to know how's that program in China? It's like British, American, or is it a pattern for like Chinese teaching? What's the methodology? Is it different calendar, and how does it work? If you guys have gotten bilingual programs in the schools and things like that.
You want to organize the course individual face-to-face or as group class or just online course? What's your choice? How would you plan?
I don't know. I'd like to know how it works. So
Mm,
if you could
and here
direct
in
me.
China, there are different ways for foreign learners. They can choose to join an institute in the university. They have always the big course as class. And here, our school is a little special. Here is only for diplomats who work here in China. It's in this embassy area. So it's relatively flexible to plan. It will be
Hmm.
much more individual class. And here our teachers are mostly they can use different languages. And for me, I've studied linguistic and teaching Chinese as foreign language. And language I can use German, English, so and my colleagues they can use different languages. And all teachers are very skillful and they have studied this as or much more different or literature and philosophy, political, these kind of things. But it's not usual, not in average. And outside there are some private course. You can find someone just who can speak Chinese to teach you. But what you will achieve is very differently. We will say you pay the same time and energy, and what you can after your course is very different. And
Hmm.
here for you, maybe you can afford course for children and Chinese families who live overseas or just foreigners who have interest for to learn a little bit to know more about China and to organize some daily life topics or differently. And young people they want to maybe in the future study in China and they need to pass this language test like how should I say it? And the most famous one is HSK Chinese language test.
Hmm.
And if we
So
pass the sixth level, they can study in China in the university.
So the levels, if you speak English or if you have a Cambridge exams, would you be able to study at Chinese universities? Or you have to know
Sorry.
Chinese, or you have to know Chinese to study at university. So it's just with the Chinese language, or we could learn, I mean, Chinese or Mandarin, whatever um, language, or
Here in China, as a foreigner, if you choose to learn Chinese, it's always Mandarin. Here in the school, and we only use Mandarin. We
other
use the
languages.
same character and same grammar. And in the whole country, we use the same one. Maybe at home with grandparents, people will use different like dialects from this province and the accents will be differently. But outside, so when we work and study in the school, always Mandarin. That's the only one choice. And here mainland, we use simplified character.
Mm, Oh, that's
That's
great.
that's
That's
a difference. Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau, they still use traditional characters. That can be a little different.
Macau
And you
used to
can
be
afford
a
such differences.
oh, got you. And Macau used to be a Portuguese colony, right?
Long, long
Long
ago,
time,
yes.
long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Streets. Oh, and my other question is, what kind of a what kind of a material has been used for teaching English? For example, it's like made in China, or it is from other universities like Cambridge or Michigan exams. Do you have
It,
international exams?
it depends. So, so which kind of learners you need to know? Kids or students or high school students? They're very differently. Mm, easy to say for me, as a child kids, I will choose the materials from Cambridge, from Europe. And at home, at the same time, we have material from America. The same system, for beginners, for kids. And in the school, we have local Chinese English textbooks. That's in the
Ah,
our Chinese system. Yes, like in Europe, you need to join the CEF, this local
mhm.
European standard test level. Like in
Oh.
different AE, the A1, A2, different logic. And here and in mainland, we organize our English textbook in the school. We have our standard. And besides, in our free time, just to show her more, and we can open the BBC, CNN News at home and choose the things what we need, the cultural on our BBC for kids. And for me at home, I can choose German, the different cartoons for kids. It's very interesting. It's very free. We can use everything. And now we can use OpenAI, the new one, DeepSeek. Maybe you can try it. You can find more directly in our
Mm,
language.
oh,
Maybe
so
now as teacher, we're both very excited about the future. How could we use AI to support our teaching? It
and it's
can be a new
cross
challenge for us. Yes.
definitely, and it's cross culture. For example,
Mhm.
when they are in the schools, regular schools or official schools, they are learning English through Chinese. So it's like Chinese standards. That's what you meant, right?
Yes, yes, official school and more kids school and private school, and they use English to teach English.
Oh, so regularly you're going to have for diplomats, they have English course normally privately,
And
but
here our place is only for diplomats. Yes,
mhm,
can
do it.
organize things for them. It's more flexible. But mostly in the university, when they join a course, a class, they need follow the school.
Oh,
They plan for the next 3 months and to take their schedule, okay, and how many lessons we have this listening, speaking, and different topics. Then you finish homework and to pass the exam as usual. Yes.
oh. And then my last question, I don't want to disturb and take long time. Miss Leo, right?
Yes, yes,
All right.
perfect.
Am I mispronouncing or is that correct?
Correct.
Oh, I can speak Chinese maybe.
It's
Maybe
Miss
I
Liu,
think
your first Chinese word. Yes, maybe you are genius. Yes, with language learning. That's why you are the teacher.
and my other question is
Yeah.
um in your like is it difficult teaching Chinese for Western people is harder or because the logic is a little bit different. So how is it
Yeah.
like to teach a Brazilian person or an American person? I assume the idea
Yeah.
you are dealing with people from different countries and especially Western. And you might have, did you have any struggle to learn the language because you speak pretty well? And then the logic is very different. And how did it come and to teach and become a teacher? Uh, I don't know. Is that hard, or you know, you know what I meant, right?
First, may I share a question with you? And that's from a professor in the university. And what's your opinion? Can anyone just as a human study Chinese and use this language very well? Do you believe it? Do you agree?
If you're using the language pretty well,
As a human, anyone can learn study, can use this language very well.
oh,
What's
sure.
your opinion?
I
Sure.
think
Okay. Okay. Mhm.
I think
And like we say, do you hear this series, second language acquisition? So
definitely,
after
but
all, from Chomsky, yes, in this series, so
Chomsky.
everyone, we are human, yes, and after our birth, our machine automatically so we work with the information we receive from outside, and maybe it's a baby so his parents from Africa, Iran and Germany, any country. But now they are here in China, they live here. And the information the baby receives every day is Chinese. And his first language can be one, can be two, can be three. Maybe mama speaks German and baba English, and I is nanny is Chinese. And at the same time, and all this language can reach the level mother language as a native. But later, when we try to learn the language through grammar, so with the best perfect translator, it's never impossible to receive this level as a native. That's very funny, but it's the truth. And and okay, in my appearances with people from different countries, yes, they have different mother languages as a native. It can be very differently, but very interesting. In our class, the foreign learner who can speak Chinese with their accent perfectly from Africa. Do you know why?
I
Guys,
really
tell
don't.
me.
I don't know.
Very, they do not work very hard. The German students, they work very hard, can remember all these things perfectly. But accent, because the languages in Africa are very musical too. They use the
Mm,
melody, the tones, the sound to show different meanings, so they can catch the points very perfect and without thinking. It's very interesting.
well, it's a good point. You made a great point. I didn't know that. And I know it will be great to just have the second thought on that. And you've just
And for
mentioned,
us, very difficult to find any knowledge about languages in Africa. Very hard. And this knowledge, a lady shared with me. And this lady works for UN office from Uganda. Unbelievable. Very
oh,
wise. So we medicine PhD. Very
mm,
wise lady.
so good to
And
know.
so he Zulu.
Yeah, that's great. So, um,
Swahili. Yes.
yeah, I appreciate for your time. Thank you so much for your sharing, for your knowledge. You're a great teacher, great professor. We're happy for that. And do you have any question from Brazil, or you have any question to me?
Mm. I need to. Okay, not now.
All
I need
right.
to think. Yes, thank you very much. And maybe later, if you had more questions, I will try my best to support you and give you
Okay.
suggestions.
Okay, I appreciate that. So it's the morning here. It's like night, 11:10 p.m.
Oh,
So I will go. I will sleep right now. I woke up pretty early tomorrow.
say good night in Chinese. That's good night in Chinese. 晚安,晚
One
安.
one
Yes, perfect. Exactly.
one
Yes. Au
on.
revoir. Yes. Good night.
Maybe
Yes.
maybe very hard to write.
Right. Very hard to paint, to
Oh,
draw.
to draw. Okay. All
Yes.
right.
Art, characters, calligraphy. Mm.
All right. Have a nice class. Thank you. Bye.